Thanks. Yeah, it was a great event last night. I'm always happy to sponsor drinking events for entrepreneurs and investors. That's certainly one of my go-to strengths. So just to kick things off here, I was thinking about all the other people who have spoken, and it felt, I don't know if anyone else felt this, but it felt kind of like we were here at Alcoholics Anonymous or something. So people were soul searching. So I'm going to start this way. Hi, my name is Tom, and I'm an early stage investor. Now I'm gonna thank you. All right, so we're gonna go on. So I was gonna talk about three things quickly, and I know we don't have a lot of time. I also have to get out of here, so I apologize. I won't probably catch you at the end. Because my wife has planned a cocktail party at our house, and if I'm not there at 6 o'clock when the people start to arrive, I'm in big trouble. So I'm going to run out of here. But quickly, three things. So New York Angels. So I am a member of New York Angels. I am also on the board of New York Angels. New York Angels is a group of angel investors, about 100 angel investors, independent angel investors that work collaboratively together. So we screen deals together, we look at things together, and we individually opt in on deals, making our own decisions. So the kind of deals that we're involved in there or give you some sense of the kind of investments, 250 to 750, those kind of rounds, valuations anywhere from 1 million to 4 or 5. That's sort of our sweet spot. We do a lot of internet, new media, e-commerce, and enabling technologies. That's pretty broad. What is it not? We don't do clean tech, really. We don't do a lot of device. We don't do a lot of consumer products, but we are really strong in the areas that reflect the New York technology community. So who are these folks? Well, I'll tell you a little bit myself, and that'll give you some idea of it. But it's entrepreneurs, former entrepreneurs, or people who are still entrepreneurs who've had 1 or 2 or 3 exits. Very accomplished people who can add a lot of value on top of the money that they're bringing as well to the case. So New York Angels is on sort of a monthly cycle. We get about 50 to 100 proposals a month. Of those, we look at something like 15. Or say we bring in something like 15 to meet in person and screening. Of those, 1, 2, 3, 4 gain enough traction to continue in our process, right? So that may mean that they go into some discovery session with a group of investors and we find out more. That may mean they're ready to go to a term sheet pretty quickly. And once we get them to a deal, we'll then bring them back to the entire group and try and round out the round and help you raise whatever additional money that you need to raise. That's kind of how New York Angels works. I'm also an individual investor, so I invest about half the deals, third of the deals I do maybe are in the New York Angels platform. I also invest outside of that in early stage technology and in private equity and other areas. So my background, real quickly. My first job out of school was as a programmer at Morgan Stanley. I was a physics major, so becoming a programmer was a little bit of a leap, and going into finance was a bit of a leap. But Morgan Stanley was crazy, and they were hiring people like me to do that kind of thing. After I did that for a while, I did investment banking, decided I didn't like that. After business school, I joined a startup management consulting firm called the Mitchell Madison Group, and we grew that from startup to about 1,000 people and sold it in 1999. Along the way, I learned a lot about businesses and especially how enterprises buy things and operate, and that gives me a lot of insight, I think, into B2B. It's one of the areas I really like a lot. Also gave me insight in the first sort of dot-com growth spurt about how companies grow, what problems they run into, what challenges they run into. So I think it can be very insightful about things that work and don't work, and I try and apply that to what I'm doing. After that, I spent a bit of time at Walker Digital, which was an internet incubator up in Connecticut. And then I spent the 2000s both as an entrepreneur, ran a software company, helped run an outsourced call center collection company, and then kind of got re-engaged in direct early stage investing somewhere in the middle of the 2000s, joined New York Angels, and I have a portfolio of about 12 investments. I'm in a couple different early stage funds as well, and I'm interested in talking to anyone who has interesting, cool ideas. I tend to invest in seed stuff that has a product, probably has some level of traction, right? And I'm very accessible. You'll find New York Angels people all over the place. I teach a course down at GA. I always love to see people about angel fundraising. My 2 cents in my last 20 seconds about angel investing, which I think angel investing, angel fundraising, I should say, for entrepreneurs, is that it's hard, right? And it's those stories about people raising $5 million in, overnight, people pitching business plans in the back of cocktail napkins. That may happen, but it doesn't happen for most people. It's never happened to me as an entrepreneur, nor have I invested that way. It's hard, it takes work, and being a student of it, focusing on it, preparing for it, like you've heard some of the people say here, preparing for the meeting, right? Figuring out how things work is really important, and you can get better at it as entrepreneurs. You just need to focus on it. So I'll leave you with that.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom.